Alrighty, y'all, we are back for another Legends and stuff. Hopefully a Super Saiyan 4 Goku is what it's looking like. Maybe Gogeta. I highly doubt it right before the Annie. And also a brand new nanotech video talking about the PS5. Link in the description. Here we go. Whew. What you got?
Welcome back to Video and Stuff. I'm the producer of Dragon Ball Legends, Toshi, and we have two new members today.
Okay.
Hi everybody, I am Jennifer, Community Manager on Dragon Ball Legends.
And hello, I'm Janneke, the other Community Manager. It is great to meet our Dragon Ball Legends players.
Nice to meet y'all.
So this is our first time
They're
as
changing
Dragon
it
Ball
up.
Legends
Okay.
presenting our Community Manager to all our players.
Yeah, so basically as community managers, we listen very closely to the voice of the community, which we then forward to you, Toshi.
That's right. As a matter of fact, Janneke and I have been working together on Dragon Ball Legends for some time now, and one of our goals is to create more content for the community. Probably you have seen a few of our new social media posts on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, so we've already working on other guides of content, like a video tutorial series that's in the work right now, so hopefully that will help new beginning
Video
players.
tutorial series?
Rest assured that we will make everything to make sure that the development team and the community come closer together.
Love, like,
That's something I'm personally looking forward to as
How
well,
much
because
just more
at the
open
end of
they
the
are
day,
about everything.
we have the team working on the
crazy.
game, but we're not truly professionals at really making ourselves too public outside. So these
There we
two will
go.
definitely,
I'm not in front of
hopefully,
Toshi's
make
face now.
the entire environment a lot better for all the players.
Hopefully.
Yes, we hope so too. But yeah, let's move on to the in-game information, because at last we implemented a new game mode, Tournament of
which
Power.
is cool, but Jesus, the
So
freaking
that's something big
turns.
that we have been working on for quite a long time, actually. And I'm hoping that many players are having fun.
Yeah, it's
Or,
cool. I
if
like
they're
it a
not,
lot.
We would definitely
I
like
like it
to
a lot.
hear the voices of that so that we can work on it. As
What do y'all think, TOP?
many of you may
Yes?
be already aware,
No?
it's in the pre-season.
I think yes.
Basically means what we're doing right now, what you're participating in, isn't something that's going to be rock solid for the future. We're probably going to be tweaking lots of things, not just in terms of like gaming and balancing, but in terms of like the ranking or how frequently you play it and so on. So as of now, we're, I wouldn't say testing the waters, because
How
we're
frequently you're playing
comfortable.
it.
We'd like to think we're comfortable with what we have, but the more we hear from you guys, the easier it is for us to move on and make it better or to tweak it.
Yeah, so definitely let us know on social media, Twitter or Facebook, what you think of the Tournament of Power, and we will let Toshi know.
That's right. But you know, you did not only implement Tournament of Power, you also implemented Ultra.
Yes, the ultra rarity. I'm pretty sure the first
I'm
time
still in
when
front of
players
Toshi's
heard it,
face.
they probably thought, oh god, they're gonna have to gather lots of chrono crystals first. But no, we're definitely gonna be providing these ultras in similar manners as the first Super Saiyan Goku did for now. And then
So
maybe
many
in the
of y'all are
far
like,
future, they might
"Is it an
start
ultra?
appearing
Is it-
as
this
different
man literally
characters
told
in the
us
summons. But as of now, we're
they take,
planning on providing
like, 2 to 4
more content
months.
similar to what we did with Goku, where
And they
you have
want 'em to
play
be
different
free
modes
for a
where you have to
while.
participate in different
No.
content and gather Z power for that
No.
Goku in different methods. Of course, it doesn't mean you have to play PvP or that you have to play co-op. We're, at the end of the day, gonna leave that decision up to the players, because we want for them to make that choice. But
do look so
we're
good,
also
man.
going to say, if you play it all, you're gonna get a lot more than not playing it all.
Yeah, we definitely want people to remind them
Well
to definitely
said,
do this so
Toshi.
you can collect all the Z power.
Yeah, I'm
before the
pretty
event
sure
is
they're
over.
going to be excited. Also, I have to say that I really like the art direction that you guys took on this, and congratulations to the team, because you did an amazing job. So I am pretty sure everybody's going to be happy about it.
The art
Exactly.
team really took their time and care to make sure that this is something distinguishable from other pieces of Dragon Ball, that this is unique to Dragon Ball Legends. As you can tell, the
Dude, yeah,
dark
it's
ink,
so
the
sick.
slightly Japanese-esque feeling to it, and is kind of very unique to Legends as a whole. And also, it makes sure that you can tell as a whole that the rarity, that is Ultra, is something clearly distinguishable from other characters.
Yeah, it's so sick.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll definitely not forget to play it. But we're gonna move on to a next segment, our first time for Ask Stuff, which will be was held during the battle hour for the first time. And we're gonna have to have some questions for you, Toshi. So I hope you're ready.
Yeah, we still had like, what, 1,690 something questions left in our hands from that point on.
Yeah. And I also heard that 200 of those questions were about you.
Yeah,
Asking questions about you. So how do you feel about that?
Well, some of them were very much personal, so no, I'm not going to answer all of them. But yeah, we'll try to answer as much
Toshi,
as
people
possible
like
in terms
you,
of
bro.
gameplay, in
Come
terms of Dragon Ball
on.
Legends. I don't know about the
course.
personal ones.
Yeah.
Maybe take me out to dinner somewhere. I don't know.
You hear that?
Yeah.
A good
Okay,
dinner,
so let's
thanks.
start with those questions.
Yeah, so I have question one. When looking at specific characters, it says they activate the following effects on themselves at the start of battles. How long will the effective abilities last when activation time is not specified?
It's throughout the entire.
So, at this point, we have many characters with different abilities, and I understand some feedback saying it looks like I'm reading a dictionary for certain characters. At the same time, many people can tell that certain characters are very strong because of the wall of text that they see it. But it's another difficult part for us to move on with because the more new abilities that we add, the easily it can be confusing with more systems added on top of each other. And it doesn't really leave much for vagueness, especially because this game that is Dragon Ball Legends basically is kind of similar to a real-time card game of sorts where everybody's playing in the same rule. In the question that you mentioned earlier with the abilities with the buffs that activate, usually there are a few major laws that we follow where if it specifies the counter time, the moment the character steps in, the moment the character uses that attack, that's when the counter time starts. So for those of you who may want to keep close count of how long that buff is lasting, they should maybe pay attention to the top left corner of the screen and kind of subtract the time from that point on, which I understand is a difficult feat, especially in PvP.
There's like
so
so
in the
much.
future,
I mean,
maybe we'd like to make these count times or these kind of time
Gresh
left that you have
probably
on
does or
certain buffs
something.
a
He's
lot
like
more
his eyes are just
visibly
going all over the screen.
distinguishable, and we understand that that's an
Calculating.
issue. But another rule is if it doesn't specify a time, it usually won't go away. It's something of a semi-permanent effect. And the reason I say semi is because there are certain characters that will cancel your buffs. There are certain characters that can use their main abilities or their special card and get rid of your buffs, and that's when it goes away, obviously. But aside from that, it usually stays with your character, and then there are also the buffs that says not cancelable, which aren't cancelable, as we like to think is
Simple as
very
that.
clear. Yeah, it's very. We'd like to think it's clear and simple, meaning they're literally permanent, and as long as you have that character out, they will be buffing that character in the sense that should be explained in the ability.
Okay.
All right. Awesome
you.
answer. Second question now. So does the management team sometimes disagree on things like abilities or elements?
I'm sure.
I wouldn't say sometimes. It usually starts out with a disagreement.
Yeah, there you go.
Because, there are many things that we have to look at in terms of how character functions, not just in the sense
Ever
of
been in a corporate
the
environment?
current meta, the environment
I'm
of
sure.
what players are using, but also there are certain characters where players, not just players, but us as fans of Dragon Ball as well, would like to see certain characters play out differently. So we want certain characters to be as strong as possible, obviously. And then there's people like me that says, no, please don't. And there's lots of arguments that goes on.
Toshi, the
And,
level-headed
usually it takes
producer.
about a few weeks prior to it being released in terms of tweaking and balancing. And there's much discussion, but we'd like to think it's a healthy discussion. And also, the disagreement that we have isn't something of an unhealthy one where we just simply want to make certain characters stronger than something else, or we want to push out certain tags more than others. We want to make sure that the environment as a whole is, I wouldn't say entirely fair, because at the end of the day, if everything is viable, nothing is viable. So we want to make sure that there's different choices, there's different ways of making a complex rock, paper, scissors system where certain characters are definitely stronger than others, but those characters are weaker
look at you,
against other
Toshi.
characters, and that cycle goes on.
It's almost like you're the producer of this game and
that
probably
has to
live, breathe,
change
and
at
eat
some
Legends.
point. So yeah, for the third question, which character did you have the hardest time creating? I've been curious for this.
So the biggest character that comes
Vegeta
to
Blue.
mind,
Vegeta
is
Blue.
Ultra Instinct Sign Goku.
Yeah. UI sign.
This has been mentioned a few times. I hope you guys.
Such a cool. It's on my main team all the time.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get it.
Yeah.
I'm suffering a little bit, but it's all right.
Well, as a Legends limited character, we wanted to make sure that it had very strong assets in terms of just
Dude, I love
fighting on
UI
its
so
own.
much.
And we wanted to make sure that with his unique ability, the unique gauge that he has, he stood out. But at the same time, I mean, I'm pretty sure many people, when they first read it, it says it dodges just strike attacks, blast attacks, tap attacks. It's like, okay, so this guy's basically invincible, right? But if that was the case, as I kind of said earlier, then it would just be a boring game of everybody has to use Goku. So we wanted to make sure that he had his weaknesses. So in that sense, the balancing was very difficult, because if the weakness was too great, then it's unfun, you know? It's just not, it won't be fun. So we wanted to make sure that he had his strong damage, high output, but made sure that if you did screw up, if you did get hit, you are gonna be in for a ride, and you're gonna have to be careful with using him. So he is a character that in terms of balancing was difficult to tweak, and also in terms of just graphical technology. This is something that we
Yeah, it looks
answered
so
in
good.
the previous Ask stuff too, but we took so much longer than the average character in terms of just making this character look great and making sure that everybody's smartphone could handle it.
Well, I
So
mean,
how much time actually? Can you
If-
say that?
Honestly, the
people-
discussion itself started like more than half a year before its release.
Just got better
So
phones.
I don't even know
Okay.
when I
Imagine
should
what Legends could look like.
define how long it took.
well, it was definitely worth it because
Yeah.
I love playing with it.
Well, I will let you know once I finally get it. But yeah, hopefully soon. So yeah, the next question is a little bit tricky. So there's a girl I like in the class next door.
What?
I always attack her with my strike arts, but she keeps avoiding me with vanishing steps. How can I make sure my rising rush will reach her?
That's deep. That is deep, but romantic in a way.
Did you write this, or was this really in the questions?
Toshi.
Are we in school? I don't know. I don't. Maybe.
I swear to God, I did see some silly questions in the list of the 1,700 questions. Some of them were really like just simple, saying,
Toshi's
"Can we
like,
have
"You
more
ain't got
parental
no
schools?"
game.
But like that one,
You coming
just-
over?
You know
you
what?
come over
Please,
here
it's original.
and
Yeah,
say
it's
that to
very
me?
original. You know, I suggest you bringing maybe
No
Majin
game.
Buu and making sure that she can't switch characters. Maybe I have no idea how to answer this, but there are certain characters that stops you from using
Answer it.
switch covers. So if you don't want them to dodge, yeah, those characters are what I suggest.
Well, I hope he doesn't.
Please let us know. Please let us know what happened.
Then I have another question. Will Candy Vegito ever be made?
The strongest candy in the world? Yeah. Personally, I would love to see it.
Nah, did you
yes.
see it? He
I
said
mean,
yes.
Probably
He just-
in Dragon Ball Legends,
he just
it would
said yeah.
really be just a dot flying in the air. But no, we have no plans for it yet. Maybe in the future.
Who knows, right? Well, and the last question is actually about the legendary finishes. So for moves that weren't in the original manga or anime, like Super Saiyan Vegito or Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegito, how do you decide how to bring them to Legends?
So when we first created the legendary finishes, we wanted to make sure that the iconic scenes that everybody loved and wanted to reenact were basically brought to an entirely different tier of their own. But at the same time, little by little, we had not just the fans, but on our end as well, wanting to see characters that were just generally hype in general, very popular characters in general. And those characters usually are popular for like just their existence, basically.
Fusions,
not
yes.
just a single move. So we had to figure out ways of providing, picking up certain aspects of the character that would just, not just in terms of anime or other Dragon Ball forms of art, just not just being accurate, but making sure that they were cool without, I wouldn't say disappointing the fans, but without letting them, okay, let me rephrase it. We wanted to provide the characters without always letting the players know what to expect. So Vegito is a good example. Everybody knew they wanted Vegito to be a high-tier character, a very strong character. We wanted to provide the character in the best possible scenario. But like earlier you said, like Vegito has multiple forms, and his fight was kind of long against Majin Buu. And that entire series, that entire arc is what made him popular, so we couldn't even pick up on something. So we wanted to bring an entirely original idea to him. So we chose the character first, and then we tried to elevate him to that tier of legendary finish.
Thank you so much for answering all the questions. That
Dope.
is it for now, but maybe next time we'll answer
I was
some
engrossed.
more,
I'm
and
sorry. I
hope
actually
you,
got super
will
engrossed
answer
in what
them,
he was
even if
saying.
they're silly.
In fact, I'd like to see more of our players ask us silly questions too on the SNS. So we're not going to just simply look at the previous 1,700 questions that were asked. We're definitely going to keep picking them up as the game goes on.
Yeah, well, definitely ask them.
Yeah, we are there. We are reading your questions, your comments, everything. So please just share whatever you want.
And we still want to know how it turns out for the guy in
She's
the
so
classroom.
fed up
and
with
the
some
girl.
of y'all. If they're really the ones behind
that's
the
weird, but
actual
yeah.
Legends Twitter account,
Let's
that
move on
look
to the
was
next
like,
segment.
we're fed up
Legends
with you.
update info.
Ambitious
So
edition.
this one is going to be something of more of a ambiguous or things that we'd like
ambiguous.
to do in the
Did I-
future.
did I
not
really
something
read that
it's going to be
wrong?
Necessarily
Ambiguous?
updated next month
Crap.
or before the anniversary and such. So we want everybody to know that this is something that we're focusing on. For an example, we're definitely trying to cut down on unnecessary loading time.
That's good to hear, actually.
Yeah.
Another thing is basically a recommending equipment screen of some sort. Basically, Dragon Ball Legends, besides the characters, players have an assortment of equipment that they can work on, that they can keep grinding for to make their team their own style of
Interesting.
basically just direction that they can take. And the equipment makes that a lot more, I wouldn't say extreme, but it helps the players out to make sure that they can take those characters and play as they want.
Yeah, it gives you
And
more
we
customization
understand
of the
that there's
character.
lots of choices. There's, in
So
fact,
your
some
UI
of them
Goku is like
are
someone
named
else's UI
similarly
Goku.
to each other. That's something that we understand is an issue. Like, there's just different characters laughing or shouting, and some of them is really difficult to distinguish. So in the future, we're going to make sure that those are a lot more easily distinguishable between each equipments, and also players would be able to find out what kind of equipments are being used by top-tier
Oh, that's
players.
amazing. Yeah, like I see a lot of
that actually
players
would be
who,
kinda
for
cool.
example, don't use any equipment in the co-op or PvP, and you know that's also one of the reasons we decided to create the new tutorial series, because we also want to explain maybe if they don't know how to do that. But yeah, equipment
Yes.
is extremely important.
Yeah, it can definitely get confusing because indeed what you said, Tosha, there's so many different ones of the same characters, and I'm just like, okay, but I have, Android 18. Do I have to use all these matching equipments, or do I go for others? It is definitely a lot.
So most players that are very hardcore usually have their own direction that they want to take the
Yeah,
party
this-
into.
none of
But
this
for
is,
those
like,
of you who
ever
still
targeted
don't know what
towards-
to do, or who have the characters but don't know which
There's so
one
many
to
people that
equip,
play this game.
we're hoping that this suggestion system,
I think some of y'all
the
just
recommendation
don't
system
understand.
in the future will help them out and basically make their party one step or maybe more even beyond stronger than what they have right now.
Yeah, cannot wait for that.
Yeah, will be awesome.
Another thing is making the multi-Z power easier to use.
Let us store them.
So I'm pretty sure many people have their opinions on the multi-Z power. Like,
Yes.
why can I only carry 3?
Yes.
Or why do I have to keep going back and forth to use it? As for the numbers, we don't want people to stock up and then use it on a new character and just spam it into one character. We want to make sure that this is a reward that everybody can constantly get, but at the same time we'll have to use immediately so that we don't have to worry about having people stockpile it. But right now the system is kind of made to force you to go back and forth between different menus, and that's something that we didn't really want for the players
Just
to
let
experience
us
either.
stock
It was kind
up.
of a system requirement of sorts that
There's
we
a
kind of had to
finite
do,
amount of Z
and
power
this
regardless.
is something that we're definitely going to fix in the future. So we hope that players look forward to that, especially for those of you who are always grinding for the high tier difficulties and just constantly using the multi-Z powers. I understand your sentiments in that it's a bother, it's a hassle. I think so as well, especially the ones in the guild shop. Those are so annoying to use. I am in the same boat as you, and we're definitely going to make those a lot easier to use.
Yeah, I'm glad to not have to go to my inbox as much as all the time then.
And another function that we'd like to work on is making sure that certain
She
characters
was like,
having
"That's not-
bonus ability buffs in certain
fix that 'cause you
content
can't have
are a lot more easily distinguishable.
As many.
Right now, certain events, like you take in certain characters, allow you to get more drops, more rewards for that content. Those are written in the in-game info, but not many people obviously read it, and I don't want to have to force you to read it as well. So we want to make sure that those are easier to decide on when basically challenging the content itself.
I've always wondered why those aren't
going
just
to that
like
event
easier
and
to
just
see
looking at your
what does
party,
what, you
and
know?
maybe the game will tell you
Instead of it
character that
buried
you have in your
down
party
in the
right now
news.
will give you more bonus buffs.
+3,
or
+2,
give you
+1, but
more
it's like way
drops.
down
So
at the bottom
those
of
are,
that the info
something that we
section for
want
the
to
event.
make sure are a lot more visibly distinguishable. Well, this is something of the buff itself. We wanted to provide in the early days, and we prioritized implementing the buff itself over the UI. So that's why it ended up being as it is right now. So it was, at the end of the day, we don't intend for the players to have to slog through different screens and suffer before playing.
of course.
We want them to keep playing. We want them to just simply play as they like. And we hope everybody understands that the stress that people feel, those are something that we feel as well and would like to see go away.
Well, hopefully all of these improvements will eventually come to the game. We probably are going to, update all the players about this. So yeah,
Keep an eye out on social media.
All right, and I think
Okay.
there's one more update that we're trying to work on is recovering your energy.
Oh?
Everybody requires energy to keep playing their content. Right now, there is the option of recovering your energy using chrono crystals or through your tank. But
Thanks.
you have to use one energy to spend your chrono crystals, and it's a bit of a hassle. So those kind of minor tweaks, limitations will go away in the future. And also another thing that we'll probably
So
try
is he
to
saying we
make
can
sure
front
to
load
implement
chrono
is
crystals to pump up
allowing
our energy
for
tank?
players to get rid of adventures that they don't need, because
Uh,
those fill up
okay.
very quickly.
Very quickly, especially if playing PvP, it's always full, basically,
Yeah.
trying to
In fact,
find the right ones.
As of this recording, it's not implemented, but for all we know, some of these systems could be already implemented when the video goes live.
Well, if you do and you'd like to change this, definitely let us know.
yeah, we will also be looking forward to that, 100%.
All right, here we go. What's it gonna be?
Good evening. Welcome to Legends News.
I love how serious
New
he is on
character
these.
is coming to Legends. Normally, we showcase new characters that appear in the Legends All-Stars, but today we have something more
An
special.
LF?
This time, we have an all-new Legends
Legends Limited.
character. Let's start by checking out this video.
Oh god, who is it? Is it Super Saiyan 4? It is! Hey! Let's get it. Let's get it. Hang on, but it's against Omega. Is it gonna be Dragon Fist? It is! Let's see it! Aw, dude, he's coming.
Legends Limited
He's coming.
Super Saiyan 4 Goku is coming. On top of having a rescue
Not talking
type
about
cover
Goku.
change ability, this Goku is an incredible attacker whose damage dealt increases from the start of the battle and every time he's faced with an enemy, making him a very versatile character. He also
that
gets
art
various
looks
buffs whenever his
amazing.
allies are defeated. Get him angry enough and his ultimate is basically a one-shot kill. That's it for Legends News. Thank you.
All right, Toshi.
So many players must be super excited for this edition of Super Saiyan 4 Goku because we've seen so many requests
Gogeta's
for GT
coming.
characters.
Gogeta's
That's
coming.
right. Like I can tell you that I am extremely excited
trying
as
to
well.
spread
Like,
the
I can't wait
propaganda.
for this character to finally be
They just
available.
buffed
So,
Super 17.
looking
They're
forward to
releasing
it.
a Legends
Like
Limited
everybody
Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
So I'm not going to say
a month
anything
and a half.
definitive, but I will say we are totally focusing on GT one way or another, with the addition of this new Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So I hope everybody looks forward to that character.
I think they will be extremely happy about that.
All right. So in terms of
shit.
new Dragon Ball Legends news, that's it for today.
Hey!
But this is
I love Super Saiyan 4.
first appearance and video and stuff. How was it?
Well, I loved it. I had a lot of fun, especially talking to you, Toshi, and Yannicka, and creating.
When y'all
this
are
piece
memeing
of
the Legends
content
account,
for the
you're memeing
community.
them.
So yeah, let's see what happens.
How do y'all feel about that?
Yeah, so I
Huh?
also had a lot
Look
of
how
fun.
nice they
It was
are.
really fun being here on videos and stuff. And if you have feedback for us, let us know on social media, Twitter and Facebook. Also, what you would like to see on social media, and maybe we can mean something for you. So thank you so much, also Toshi, for having us. And yeah.
Really looking forward to how this community engagement grows to be in the future. So,
Dude, I love this.
Everybody
This is so good, man.
voices their feedback so that
This
we
is
can
so
pick
good.
up on it and make
I
Dragon
wish-
Ball Legends and the
I
new and stuff
wish
too,
Dokkan would do this.
better than ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you again.
Thank you so
Right.
much.
Okay, so thank you guys, everybody, for watching this, and I
Yo,
will
thank
see
y'all.
you guys
Thank
next
you.
time.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, let's watch that Super Saiyan 4 again. Yeah, that art's dope. That art is sick. All right, so cover change. All right, let's see it again. Hey. That's animated really well. I definitely did notice how well they animate like his face and stuff before.
What a fight.
Let's get it.
Legends
Yo.
Limited Super Saiyan 4.
Alrighty, y'all. That's the video. As always, if you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. And of course, if you haven't checked out the tech channel, link to it below. But Legends Limited Goku, man, he's coming, bro. Gogeta is coming. I believe that's what's happening. I don't think it's gonna be a GT focused total anniversary. Like, I think they'll do what they did last year, Legends and or GT and Super. But yeah, I think it's happening. But anyways, y'all, have a great day. Keep an eye on Nanogenix and off, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.